Plaintiff Cassandra McNair says she's never been in trouble with the law until the defendant came into her life. Cassandra says due to the defendant's false allegations, she was handcuffed, fingerprinted, and thrown in jail. She's suing for malicious prosecution and associated costs. Defendant Scarlett Carter says Cassandra is the neighborhood bully who constantly walks around carrying a pistol, mace, and a baseball bat. Scarlett says the reason she had Cassandra arrested was because she pointed a gun at her and threatened to kill her. So she's countersuing for harassment.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Well, Ms. Carter is my neighbor. And upon knowing Ms. Carter, I have never in my life been in trouble with the law. I'm a law-abiding citizen, Your Honor. I'm a mother of 3. And due to Ms. Carter's action, Your Honor, I was handcuffed, fingerprinted, my photo was put on the internet, and I was locked in a jail cell, Your Honor. My husband.
Yeah, he's showing Exhibit A. You want to stand
My
up?
husband.
State your name.
Erwin McNair, Your
Okay,
Honor.
I saw you holding it around for everyone to see.
Yes, sir.
All right, and what caused that? You want me to see it? Why were you arrested and when?
She did a false report on me back in June 18th of 2008.
What did she allege?
She alleged that I threatened her and left her in fear of injury, Your Honor.
Sir, I didn't allege. She pointed a gun at me and threatened to shoot me.
Why?
Why?
Yes.
It's a long story, and I'll make it really short for you. She has a gun, little pistol she carries around. She carries around mace. She carries around a bat. Sometimes her husband will carry the bat for her.
For dogs.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Exactly.
Stray dogs.
Thank you.
And
Her dogs. Her dogs.
I've got a letter here from Stan Williams. She had been after him for about 4 years too. After his dog has never bit no one. His dog has never attacked no one. There's nothing on record about his dogs doing that.
Her problem,
neither is my dog.
Okay. Her problem is with the dogs. Now, how did that come to her putting a gun to you? Yeah.
Okay. My dog, Daisy, she's a Labrador. She was in heat. And so I had her in the backyard. Well, Stan William, he's got a male dog, got in my backyard to get to my dog because she was in heat.
Stan was trying to get, or Stan's dog?
Stan's dog.
Dog, okay, go ahead.
Yes. Nash is the name of the dog.
All right.
Well, this one jumps my fence. This one runs in her garage and gets some hot dogs, rolls it up with poison, having him pull the dog up to where our fences meet so that she can poison this dog in my backyard. Okay, well, I got the dog out of this situation. I've had 2 dogs and they died of poisoning too.
So how did the gun get pulled? How was the gun pulled on you?
How was the gun pulled?
And why?
I was in the my backyard. We've got a garden, and it's just, you can't even go in my backyard. These 2 will come out and they'll walk around, their trees, and they'll come to the corner of my fence, and you white honky, you white trash.
I hope they don't say that. I hope they're not doing that.
Well, anyways, they were at the corner of the fence where our fence meet, and he's taking his bat, hitting it up against the fence.
Why is all of this? Why did they start all of this?
She wanted to get Mr. Stan's dog either put down.
Gotcha.
I don't know. She's been after this man for 4 years.
Right. So because you wouldn't go to court to support her regarding Mr. Williams' dogs, she came over with baseball bats, pistols, what else?
No, she come to the corner of my fence.
Tell me about the gun. The gun.
Your Honor, she owns something.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, even though that is a totally different case, it has nothing to do with the false report she charged on me.
Malicious prosecution. All this case doesn't have anything to do with that.
This is an incident.
What case are you suing her for malicious prosecution?
Her for making a false report on me, Your Honor.
Regarding what?
Of threatening her, Your Honor. She's mixing two cases together. I don't know where her mind is. The event that deals with Miss Carter, Your Honor, it has to do with a small dog, but not this dog. It was all a simple incident where a small dog wandered into the Carter's backyard. A neighbor called me. She saw their dog attack the little small dog. Out of concern for the dog, she was calling me to get the owner's phone number so they could go around and look for their dog. But two little boys instead, the owner's son and her son, went around. My husband and that witness stopped the two little boys from going into the Carter's backyard. They instructed
You're telling
them.
an outright lie. I hope you know.
To go to Miss Carter.
You may
to go to her.
Other
to come in her backyard and look for her dog.
The Lord hears you, woman.
They stopped the little boys from going in her backyard. When Miss Carter came out, when she saw my husband at the back corner fence, Your Honor, the only thing he was doing and the other neighbor was doing was making sure those two young boys did not go in their yard.
I hope you're telling the truth, ma'am, because I'm with her. The Lord hears you. Go ahead.
Your Honor,
I'm with you.
They was only thing we were looking out for their behalf, Your Honor. Those boys, if they went in their backyard,
tell me how she had you prosecuted.
Well, Your Honor, when she came out and saw him, she went berserk. She started saying, "This ain't got nothing to do with you. This ain't none of your blank business." She went berserk with him, Your Honor. She was mad with me. The whole issue has to do with me calling animal control on her dogs being at large. She was angry at me for doing that. When I came up to the fence, she started attacking me, Your Honor.
That is
physically or verbally?
No, verbally. She started verbally. You called animal control on me. You called the police. You did this and that. Your Honor, I tried my best to talk to Miss Carter to let her know.
What she had you prosecuted for?
Threats.
You have a police report,
Yes,
anyone?
sir.
Let me.
Yes,
I need to see that.
Oh,
what was the result?
It was dismissed. We went to trial.
You were prosecuted?
Yeah, it was dismissed. We went to trial. After
and
my
it
trial,
was dismissed by the judge or by a jury?
By the judge. We had a trial.
And to have a trial, however, ma'am, the prosecutor must determine that there was probable cause.
No, she issued the warrant.
No, she's not a law enforcement officer.
Your Honor, she went down to with that police report and had me.
I know, but the prosecutor had to look
Your
at
Honor.
Ma'am, please be quiet. Let me tell you what has to happen before a trial occurs. A prosecutor has to look at the police report, interview the complainants, and say, okay, this looks like there's probable cause to believe that this occurred. Therefore, I'm going to prosecute this case. So the prosecutor determined that there was probable cause.
Your Honor, when I went on my first court date, the DA, under my attorney advisement, offered a 6 months dismissal. He thought it was a dispute that got out of control.
Did you accept a 6 month?
I did.
Well, then, ma'am, you pled guilty.
No, I didn't, Your Honor. Look,
ma'am, you don't get a 6 month dismissal unless you plead.
Your Honor, no, that was before.
Ma'am, once again, just because a claim is dismissed doesn't mean it's malicious prosecution.
Your Honor, what my wife is failing to mention is after this first trial, 6 months later, the DA concluded that Mrs. Carter was lying. They brought aggravated perjury charges against her. And
that's the biggest part you're missing. Is that true?
That's what I'm saying.
We have established on record that she committed perjury?
Yes,
Your Honor. What do you mean? You ain't told me nothing. Don't tell me you're trying to say nothing. You haven't tried to say nothing to me. We're going through all. No, you're not trying. That's all you had to say is, sir, she's been convicted of perjury.
Yes, sir. Here the judgment's right here. Thank you.
You never said this woman was convicted of perjury.
This has been going on for 4 years. The reason
Your counterclaim for harassment is for what?
the reason
The counterclaim for harassment is for harassment.
All right, for harassment. Gotcha.
Yeah, there you go.
Plaintiff Cassandra McNair is suing her neighbor, who claims Cassandra pointed a gun at her and threatened to kill her.
Your counterclaim for harassment is for what?
the reason that this perjury caused, they got me for the perjury, okay, was
Witnesses.
Because you lied.
because
Thank you.
no, sir. No, sir.
You've been convicted of perjury. In
you.
fact, you pled guilty to a lesser charge.
Excuse me,
Judgment
yes.
for the plaintiff, $5,000. Your claim is dismissed. Have a good day.
She can hallelujah and everything else. She knows that she's lied, and I am. You know what? You will see in the end what will happen.
I want all of Montgomery County law enforcement to remember that face, because I know I'm not the first person that she has lied and did false reports on.
She's a convicted felon.
I am
My
done.
whole neighborhood will be watching this, and y'all know what she is. And whenever we had
character speaks for
to
itself.
storm the flood, we all pulled together,
Thank-
except for this one walking around with a
Right.
baseball bat.